Random. Yeah, I know I made no announcements of coming on tonight, but here I am. Welcome to another edition of Ralph Reads Raw. Let's get right down to it. Now, y'all, I'm reading Rising Depth by my guys Ja and Medjay. And before we get things started, though, I gotta give a big shout to the people of RGMC, those that's keeping the channel alive with their contributions, and I'm always going to shout them out. So let's do this. Starting off with my guy, Ja Logic and Friends. So the Renpet, the, the, the Ranters Union, see, the Renpet, the Ranters Union, right? Always available. Check them out. They got unlimited content. The Ranters Union. All right, my guys, Ja Logic and them over there. Mr. T, salute to you. Brian Latham, Beverly Jones, Desjuan Manuel, Mr. Fulltime, Tama, Marcus Valentine, Lisa Ward, Nana James, Renard Thomas, um, Calm, Anthony Leach, Bella Easler. Shout out to you and your beautiful family. Sherelle 5150, Just Being Kiki, BLE 007, Damian Irving, Monster, Batmaster, I've Been the Healer, CJ, Hell Dog Cabal, Cameron Dukes, Danielle Cunningham, JJ's Anything Goes, Alasia Ross, Power 3000, Bo Nitro, Mr. Light. Salute to y'all. Don't forget to check out my peoples and them over at the Ranchers Union and amongst any, probably a couple other channels on top of that. iRant Network, which is that other one. Film the Montage. Shout out to my guys over there. And I want to give a big shout to my guy, Jaja and Medjay, for writing this spectacular book, which I'm about to read off of again. Hey, y'all welcome to get up on the chat, say whatever it is you feel, say what up to me, leave a donation at RGMC2407, PayPal, Cash App, Zelle. Hit me up, man. Help me keep this channel alive. You know what I'm saying? Any little bit helps. So, getting right down to it. God, I gotta turn on this microphone. I forgot about the microphone. Sorry, we're gonna hang out. We're doing this. It's all right. It's what we do. Boom, boom, boom. We may have to hear a train or two. Okay. Alrighty then. Whoa. Go. Let's do this here. What I gotta do is close down any program I have on. Go to System Preferences. Wait on that to open. Go to Security and Privacy. Right? Hey, folks, don't forget to tune in to the Art of Bounce podcast, right? On Apple, Amazon, Spotify. First time you ever hear me on any of those platforms. And what I'm about to do is I might film a couple of episodes, live off the head. You know what I mean? Thinking back to past experiences as a bouncer and stuff. I'm not a bouncer anymore, and no, I'm not the tough guy I used to be, but I sure can show you some stories about when I was. Yeah, I was quite the guy. Anyways, uh, 1, 2. There we go. It works. Turn on Audacity. Bada bing, bada boom. Skip all that. Bums of anarchy out there. Pretty usual. You know? Oh. You know, appreciate cameo appearances. Alright then. The microphone works. I'm very glad to see that. All right. Without further ado or further ado, let the reading commence. Happy future, everyone. Welcome to Ralph Reads, brought to you by TURN, the United Ronin Networks. My name is Ralph Anthony Garcia, also known as R4, the legal, the loyal, the regal, the royal, Ronin Ralph, your master of ceremonies. Please like, share, comment. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Tell a friend to tune in and join the channel. Starting at 99 cents per month for exclusive members only content. Keep it locked here on TURN, the United Ronin Networks. We are Ronin. Tonight on Ralph Reads, we continue phase 1 of the Renpet phenomenon, Rising Depth, written by Jaja and Medjay. I pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the divided states of... Makes no goddamn sense. Let the reading commence. Chapter 4. The Office. Fuck! Another day of pushing papers from one side of my desk to the other, then pushing the people attached to those papers, then pushing the people attached to those papers from out of the worn chair in front of me through the door. Well, out from the walls of the cubicle dividers anyway. Now to move a few things around my desk. And there's a sandwich in the center of surrounding hills of paper. And there's my sandwich in the center of surrounding hills of paper, holding the mountains of paper behind it at bay. Huh? Is that my old yoga mat in the corner of my cubicle collecting dust? So what? Thoughts of Buddha and skinny tree huggers. Thoughts of Buddha and skinny tree huggers are quickly fading from my thoughts. The sandwich made my meal is too good to focus on anything else. Damn! Did he survive that beating? Regardless of this burning in my chest, whatever that is, I still scoff down more. Why? Just to wash it down with soda when the chunks want to stay lodged in my throat. Am I living correctly? Okay, 10 okay, 10 a.m. Time to receive my first client. Mafdet Ra? That can't be her name. At least not legally anyway. Let's see, orphaned at 7, in and out of foster homes, no record of parents, nothing. History of hypertension and early signs of osteoporosis. So young to have that. There are some things in here that are just freaking shady. 8 years of no recorded events. Says here that she is currently staying with a slightly older woman. Says here that she is currently staying. Says here that she is currently staying with a slightly older woman, late 20s. The two cohabit a small apartment in down Metro and... Okay, I read enough. Calling hashtag FT001. Jeez, my voice sounds like I am overworked sitting in a drive-through window. Click. That's the sixth click. That's the sixth click of my portable heater. And there's still barely any warmth coming from it at all. Throwing my sweater back on and turning up my collar got me lost in thought, just wondering, what's going on? Pat Master, I see you, pal. Salute. Wait a minute. Did a lot of things just happen and I am unaware of any of it? How long have I been staring at the brilliant red coal? How long have I been staring at the brilliant red coils of the heater? What the fuck? None of its heat is getting to me. Every time I want to pull away from watching it, my intentions are wiped from my thoughts. And what's with the air becoming thick around me, pushing against me? Oh, come on! Word? Why the fuck are little waves of heat, not from the heater, becoming visible in front of me? Red, glowing, spinning together? They're merging, forming a face, a woman's face with soft features. Need to force my head up to look away from it and see if anyone else in their cubicle is going through something similar. I can't do it. I can't even yell out. Some force is keeping my head locked in place. A big ass hand, vice grip on my neck. Whatever it is, it's making sure I don't miss how depth slowly fills in the specter-like head floating in front of me. Pat Master, thank you for your donation. I appreciate you, pal. Bing. Totally. Some force is keeping my head locked in place. A big ass hand vice gripped on my neck. Whatever it is, it's making sure, it's making sure, whatever it is, whatever it is, it's making sure I don't miss how depth slowly fills in the specter-like head floating in front of me. Fuck it! Just, fuck! Just let me move! But the only thing that's moving about is the chill running up and down my spine. My scalp starting to tingle, going between being on fire, then blasted with cold. This is really happening. Oh shit, this is... Why do you curse so much, Peter? Wait a minute. Who are you? Sir? A woman's voice calling out to me. Sir? When she spoke again, that strange thing in front of me released whatever hold it had on my eyes, then withered away. I'm finally able to move once more. Have a seat, Miss Ra. Shit. At least I could look directly at her. I feel almost robotic, motioning to the chair in front of me. I want to laugh so bad, relieved that I could or want to. Only a few people I know went as far as to have a comedic name as a... Only a few people I know went as far as to have a comedic name as a legal name. Then again, my parents tried to pull that same thing with my name. So who is this ski jacket with legs walking into my cubicle? Her slim young body almost fully engulfed by the bright bubble sleeves and bulk. And who does she think she is? Looking down at the chair with disgust, dusting it off with her scarf before she sits down. There's something familiar about her. Then it hits me. She's from the train. You're that girl from the train, right? Was just about to leave my lips before I catch myself. May I call you by your first name, Mafdat? I'm familiar with this name and pronounced it as eloquently as I could. So, did I get your name right? I push a bit of snugness in my voice, but I'm a little jealous that she has a big jacket on to keep her warm. Damn! Why did I leave mine in my locker? We should be able to keep our personal things on our person. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Her tone is curt and disinterested. So, I'm pausing, distracted by more random thoughts. It says here you're attending community college. It says here that you're attending community college and wait tables part-time. That's good. I made sure to put a bit of encouragement in my tone. I hate this. I hate this. Although this is said under a breath, I hear it. Brush it off. Here comes the part of my job that's slowly making me less than human each time with each question. Have you any need for a medical evaluation? Have you any need for medical evaluation, physical or mental? I want to stop, but my vacation is on the line. And my possible escape from a murder charge? No, her voice is lifeless. Do you practice safe sex? I add. Do you practice safe sex? I ask casually, reaching for my sandwich to take another bite. To make it look casual. She is just sitting there with her mouth open, looking like she is about to speak, but now staring sharply at me eating. What is that you are eating? She breaks in. What is that you are eating? She breaks she breaks in with an attitude, tearing out another bite, looking dead in her eye, looking her dead in the eye. The image of a lion eating his meal, then being distributed by a hyena. Tearing out another bite, looking her dead in the eye. The image of a lion eating his meal, then being disturbed by a hyena flashes through my thoughts, chewing the fuck out of my food until it gets gummy in between my teeth. The none of your business response waits impatiently on my lips, making it difficult to chew. Come on, get out of here. Get out of here, bum of anarchy. It's as if they know I'm recording or something. Will you please? Jesus. It's bologna and cheddar cheese. Bits of crust and meat flying out my mouth on the B and bits of crust and meat fly out my mouth on the B and CH. The stoic look on her face slightly flinches each time a piece lands on her. This one is strange. The longer I look at her, the more I want this meeting to end because I keep seeing Tony's face in hers. No words pass between us. She's nonchalantly wiping her face. Nothing like a roll of death in the morning, huh? She mutters unapologetically, with bitterness in her tone, lashing at me. Suddenly, my thoughts stream across the many times I heard that before. Even the times when vegan girlfriends forced me to watch cows getting hit with hammers and chickens pecking their legs off. Knowing what I know, I should really put this sandwich down. You look lost in thought. What does she mean by that? Oh, now she wants to be all arrogant. Meanwhile, the images of old memories continue to play out in front of my eyes, almost superimposing over her face. Phew! Finally, I could stop looking at her. What the fuck? Why the fuck am I so mesmerized? The cheese is melted all in the bologna and mayonnaise. I hate that shit. Well, answer my last question. I ask again. Answer my last question. I ask again, as if her attempt to be deflective didn't just take place. Yes, her voice now smaller and annoyed. Are you registered to vote? Yes. She started to tap her fingers on my desk. Have you filled out your own Have you filled out your organ donor card? No. Have you been tested for post-choice depression? No. Angrily, the word flew out at me. I don't blame her. This is the part of the job I fucking hate. The part that seems the most racist and elitist. The question that targeted the so-called minorities of the life, accusing them of a mental health issue purportedly originated from that specific group. Meanwhile, any non-minority of the life who has the mildest of symptoms is undercurrently considered a victim. Victims. I mean, that's what directive living makes them out to be with their citywide holo ads. I plant pop bites and administering of therapeutic drugs based on demographic research. And here I am sitting in a cubicle, shut off from the fucking world, shoveling that mess into the minds of minorities. My people. Minorities. Give me a motherfucking break. Mafdet keeps staring into my face, her eyes sharp, pushing like daggers into my lips every time I speak. But I can't get my mind off that word, minorities. The one they still use in their legal documents, even after all that has happened in the past years. The Renpet phenomenon developed from local to global proportions, changing the genetic codes, changing the genetic codes of thousands and causing the deaths of tens of thousands. Are you sitting there thinking about how much of a scab you are? Yes, I really want to say that out loud. But why would I let her know she is right? Her words somehow caught the tail end of the draft in here, making it that much colder, that much lonelier. Difficult to tell if the air grew colder from her words or I was just imagining it. Tripping. But who could tell what was what these days? Everything seems out of the ordinary. Well, she's waiting for an answer, growing restless in that big jacket of hers, shifting from side to side in her seat, ripping away at a torn patch of leather underneath her. I'm literally about to let some words leave my lips that would jeopardize my job. Snap out of it. Fall back into protocol. Let your hand discreetly slip to the left drawer handle. That's it. Same routine. You know this. You got this. Slip out the confirmation of attendance papers. You've done it many times before to keep your job. Why is this any different? Form, #1313. The infamous form that locks the signer. The infamous form that locks the The infamous form that locks the signer into a series of state mandatory home visits and in-person appointments, pressuring them to be monitored and, in my opinion, literally driven to PCD. Her eyes aren't leaving me. She's following every move I make. So, make no effort in hiding anything. Just slide it in front of her to the only place on the desk to the only place on the desk that has space. Please sign by the X's. Please sign by the X's. The hardest words for me to say each time. The hardest words for me to say each time it comes to this. What's with her inquisitive yet sarcastic look? Like she knows more about this process, like she knows more about this whole process than I do. More about directive living than I would ever know. This is weird now. It's not only in her body language. There are these pulses pushing against my skin, coming from her direction. No, they're coming off her. A little heat, not aggressive, but stern. Blue hues of night, blue hues of light. Is that what I'm seeing now? They seem to be radiating about her body, moving with the pulse, moving with the pulses, almost breathing. What? She pauses before inching forward in her seat. She pauses before inching forward in her seat. What? What? She pauses before inching forward in her seat. Makes you think I am signing Constellation 13. Constellation 13. That's what they call this form. Something to do with a rumor of a 13th constellation signaling the end of all things Euro. I never understood what that had to do with the people it affected, since there was no known participation of Euros in the process. Well, I guess for all the non-Euros forced to sign, it meant directive living would be in every facet of their lives. So it in some way would be the end. As much as Nova City paints DL in a positive light, there is an overwhelming amount to the contrary that is viral. Just about everything imaginable, from secret societies to eugenics to UFOs. Everything about the rumors are hard to confirm. The only thing I do know is this young lady in front of me may not be able to walk out of this building if her name is not next to those X's. I am not signing it. I can't believe how I am not signing it. I can't believe how calmly her small hands crumple up the form. Hey, Mafdet. I've really seen tough, big guys refuse to sign. Big guys refuse to sign. And before they left, they signed. Let me put it this way. If my name appears on that paper in my handwriting, her face is getting grim, shifting those pulses. The devil will kiss God, she answered with a disturbing lack of life. The devil will kiss God, she answered with a disturbing lack of life in her voice. Another saying of the kids nowadays, usually meant as, fuck off, in a polite way. Now, what is about to take place next, I know very well one-sidedly. I am asked to leave my cubicle while someone comes in to escort my case to my supervisor. Then they are brought back to me a few minutes later. Then they are brought back to me a few minutes later, all too eager to sign. And even though they do it with enthusiasm, they still appear to be the same person. It always messes with me. It always messes with me. It always fucks with me, but I never questioned it openly. No matter how much it tears at my own but I never questioned it openly. No matter how much it tears at my own sensibilities. No matter how much it tears at my own sensibilities. I'm hanging on to her last words, doing my best to stall from what I am trained to do next. Inches away from reluctantly pressing the warn button underneath my desk. Do what you need to do, because that's what you've been made to do. Her words stab at all my sensibilities. My supervisor, whom I've rarely seen, suddenly steps in with two rock hard looking police officers, bigger than any handlers I ever seen. 0093139, there are some men here that want to have a word with you. Looks like the chickens have come home to roost, Mafdet said slyly. You, my supervisor snapped at her, pointing a sharp index finger. Please go down to the reception desk and reschedule another appointment. His mood lightens as he politely. Please go down to the reception desk and reschedule another appointment. His mood lightens as he politely directs her. Damn! The officers reach for the sidearms reflexively after I push myself away from my desk. My chair almost hits my supervisor. Hunching over like this makes it easier to let the building despair strangle my lungs and take me for a ride. Looking up at the officers who are getting impatient, and then at my supervisor who is grinning ear to ear, I'm at a loss. And pulses are coming off them as well. Cold, deep red to brown, sickening and cold. Despondence is taking over. All the muscles in my face seem to slide down to my chin, and my eyes drying up. I'm beginning to zone out. Let's go. My arm stopped breathing when the officer clamped down on it. At least the pain that came with it kept me present with the bullshit. It's always something, but we move on. Keep living life. Get your groove on. Ralph Reeds. Here on Ralph Reeds, I would like, or rather love, to thank you, queens and kings, fellow royalty, for stopping by. If you would like to leave a small donation or connect with me on social media, simply go to www.solo.to/RRR RGMC 2407. On YouTube, go to the excuse me. On YouTube, go to the music channel at RGMC 2407. Go to the Art of Bounce podcast and subscribe to these channels. Hit that notification bell on each to never miss a fresh upload. Follow the Art of Bounce podcast on Force Fed Digital via Amazon Music, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Join TURN, the United Ronin Networks, to hear exclusive, uncensored versions of the Art of Bounce podcast episodes. Tell a friend to tune in to TURN, the United Ronin Networks. We are Ronin. Fellow royalty, pick up a good book, read a good story, and set your good self free. I appreciate you and I love you like cooked food. I will see you on the next edition of this Zsa Zsa and Medjay miniseries on Ralph Reed's. Stay vigilant. Crush your bad mood like bad breath with peppermint. Stay vigilant. Crush your bad mood like bad breath with peppermint. Put the name on Rising Depth. Depth 4. Okay. Now let me record an episode man, thinking back to 1996 when the Yankees won the World Series. Oh, man, y'all. Bro, I went to Boston that holiday season and I went, what did I take? The Peter Pan. Yeah, Trailways. I remember taking the Peter Pan Trailways all the way to Boston. All right. And I was visiting family, you know what I mean? That I was visiting family, right? Out in Boston. And okay, yeah, getting off that Peter Pan bus at South Station, big old bus terminal or whatever, you know. I step in this bar, right? But before I enter the bar, there's this huge sign. Big, I'm talking huge, big old Boston Red Sox, right? Their logo, the big old Red Sox, the big font, the name of it, Boston Red Sox. Huge, hugest shit I ever seen when it comes to them, right? So there I was staring at it in my black fedora hat. I had on my long duster, my long trench coat, all black, right? And I had my suit on, you understand? And, you know, it was all black and stuff. Like, I'm an asshole. See, I'm such a Yankee fan that I have to have stripes, right? Pinstripes on my suit. Now, since it's an all black suit, you're gonna see the pinstripes, but even they are all black. So it's like a little pattern, and it's all, all black with pinstripes. Now, Yankee fans are all about them pinstripes. And here's my dumbass, still staring at this huge Boston Red Sox insignia, opening my trench coat, displaying my huge, it looks like a heavyweight title, this big buckle with the NY logo on it, the big ass Yankee logo on this belt buckle. And here I am, tipping my hat to the side, waving my coat. As I step in to this bar. Luckily for me, there was like 3 people in there, but there might as well have been 300 in there with the death stares I got. Hell, even the bartender was looking at me some sort of way. And I'm looking, smiling, teeth all bright and shiny and shit. And here I am displaying myself, opening my jacket wide so that people could see my big silver Yankee belt buckle in all its glory, with the cubic zirconia bouncing off the lights, sparkling it. And you saw the looks on these people's faces as they saw me walk in. I'm telling you, they wanted to kill me. They wanted to do something to me, at least hurt me badly. But I stepped to that bartender, and I says to her, "Wild turkey, meat." Seconds later, she whips out the bottle from the top shelf, pours me a glass, slides it across the bar to me, gave her a $10 bill, told her to keep the change. Now, this was, again, 1996, and I could still feel how happy I was to see my Yanks win the World Series. Okay? And as I took that shot, I slammed that glass cup, onto the bar. I broke it. I didn't mean to break it, but the message was sent all the same. I stopped people in there. Everyone turned, and as if they didn't have all eyes on me before, now they were really looking at me like I was an idiot. I felt like an idiot. I didn't even mean to do that, but I guess the message was clear. Okay? Showing everybody how much of a badass I was doing that, even though I didn't mean to do that, sent the message quite clear. So, after finishing my drink and damn near busting my hand wide open, I step out. I go into the train station, catch the red line, and head on over to my family's house in Dorchester. Fast forward to 2004. This was the year fast forward to 2005. Now, I was asked by one of the admiral's closest confidants, T, to work with him that day, doing a St. Patrick's Day joint at his Irish bar down in North Quincy in Boston. I was down because, they were paying good money. I wasn't going to say no to that. I wasn't going to say no to $300. You kidding me? Even though I had to find my way over there, And that's fine because he was going to drive us back anyway. That's cool. T, and whenever I work with T, he always to ride in his car heading back uptown and always drops me uptown. So never a problem when it comes to transportation. Well, T for transportation. Big shout to my man T, man. Word. So there I was again. You know what I'm saying? Taking the Peter Pan bus once upon. No, bullshit. This time I took a Chinatown bus. That's what I did. I went all the way, instead of going to Penn Station like usual, instead of going to the Port Authority as usual, I instead went all the way to Chinatown and paid $10 to get on one of them buses, to get on one of their buses and take that to Boston. And, I wasn't scared, I wasn't scared. Nah, you hear all kinds of shit with the fucking Chinatown buses and how it's always catching on fire. I wasn't worried about that, all right? Isolated incidences are gonna happen. I just didn't think it's gonna happen to me. And it didn't. So arriving to South Street in Boston once again after a 4-hour ride. There I go into that bar again. Only this time I see the huge wall with the huge Red Sox insignia. This is 2005, y'all. St. Patrick's Day. And I'm looking at this wall again, staring at it, only there's a little different thing on it this time, saying, the world champion, Boston Red Sox. I gotta tell you, as a Yankee fan, that hurt. It did. I can't. I'm seeing, you see the damn trophy and shit. You see a picture where everybody's all celebrating in their locker room. Little pictures. See them celebrating in their locker room, celebrating on the field, and the title, the trophy, and the world champions. The words world champion seem to be the biggest shits on that wall, man. Like, alright, whatever. This time I didn't have on my quote unquote sheriff ensemble. However, I did have a black hat. I had no sign on it. It was a plain black fitted, plain black clothes. I was going to work, and I wasn't trying to start. I wasn't trying to start no shit with nobody. And there I was, and to think, all these years later, these folks are still there. I remember the same bartender. She was there. I'm like, wow, here it is. Nearly 10 years later, it's the same bartender. And I stepped to her nice and humbly, asked for a wild turkey meat, and somehow or another, she remembers me. Hi, how you've been? She'd ask. I've been okay. Not as happy as you guys, obviously. And she chuckles because she knew exactly what I was talking about. And all you see is world champion Boston Red Sox posters and pictures all over the goddamn place. I just took my shot, gave her a 20 spot. She gave me a little bit of change, gave her a 5 spot for a tip, kept it moving, right? And I took the South Street. I went down the South Street. I went down the South Station train station again, right? About to take this red line, T train, right? About to take this T train, the red line. And I got to take that all the way down to North Quincy. So, boom, I'm feeling a little nice. I'm waiting on this train. According to the schedule, it's coming in about 10 minutes. So I'm like, I sit down. I'm a little tired. You know, that damn bus ride like sucked my soul out of my body. Just sucked the soul out of my body. I was all tired, you know, all lagged out. I start to nap. Then here comes this train, loud as shit. 10 minutes later, I go in it. And I sit down. And once the doors closed, I took my seat. And, you know, as a fan of transportation, being I'm from New York, I see that I'm on this T train and I'm looking at the map, you know, the red strip with all the stops on it, the T's next to that, and the T's next to that. And yeah, I was just taking in the air, you know, taking in where I was. I'm on the train. And I take a nap real quick. But I wake up a couple minutes later, right? And I fucked around and thought I was lost because there I was when I woke up and the train's still moving between stops, but the train kept moving. And I'm like, why is this train not stopping? It kept going. It just kept going. It kept moving. It would not stop for anything. And I'm getting up and I'm looking about and I'm like, I made sure that I didn't alarm anybody else that was on the train in that same car with me. And however, I'm looking outside the damn window and we're outside, you know. On the elevation, you know, we're outside and I'm seeing that we're crossing this river and stuff. And I'm like, yo, is this train ever gonna fucking stop? About 5 or 6 minutes later, I finally pull up to a station and it's North Quincy. Like, damn, you know. So, let me see. I gotta look up where the address is. Okay. Wait 1 second. North Quincy. North Quincy Station, yeah. Yeah, so I get off at North Quincy Station, but you know how to like put on a mask, you know what I mean? Not an actual mask, but you know, change my face a little bit to make sure I don't look lost. You know what I mean? Looking like I know where I'm going. So I kept it going, walking to a nice little pub on Squantum Street, right? And the name of the place was McPadre. No, Padre, Padre. The name of the place was called Padre McKinley's. Padre McKinley's, right? Padre McKinley's, whatever. Not to show any disrespect, that was pretty hard to remember. And yeah, I'm not gonna give you the real name of the place to protect the innocent. I'm just never ever going to do that. So, but here I am, Squantum Street, West Squantum Street. You know, not very far from the train station. There was T at the front. I was very happy to see my guy T, man. Word up. So I give him a pound and a hug, and he told me to just hang out in the front with him, you know, and we're about to begin work. Now I got there in the afternoon, you know what I'm saying, like 4-ish, 5-ish, leaving New York at around 11 in the morning. But, you know, I wasn't going to say no to this money. I just wasn't. So there we were, me and T at the front of the place. Patty Max. That's what I call it. That's what I call it to, you know, to keep it short, you know. Padre McKinley. I'm not going to remember that too much. I'm not going to remember that too tough. So Patty Mac, there I was in front of their establishment with T, and I'm asked to ask for IDs. And I'm asked to ask for IDs. So there I am at the front of the line, at the front of the velvet rope. Folks are forming the line to get into the place wearing their little Red Sox hats and shit. Now, I wasn't going to tell them to take off their hat or nothing. I didn't have to tell them to take off their hats, thank God, because that's usually a hassle, telling people to take their fucking hats off. I hate that. I know my fellow bouncers hate it, and we hate it. We just hate it. We just hate being told to do nonsensical shit. But as I'm asking for these IDs, folks are coming in, showing their IDs, no problem. Massachusetts driver's licenses, for the most part, Rhode Island, Maine. I mean, we are in New England, so you're going to see a lot of that, a lot of Connecticut's, a lot of New Hampshire's, and even a couple of New York's. And every time somebody from New York show me their ID, I give them that, how you doing, eh? You know, so that we can both feel a little bit at home. Quietly enough so that we don't rile the rest of these Bostonians or Bastonians. Bastin, you know what I mean? Bro, that's just the way they talk. And okay, now the outside calmed down enough that T wanted me to hold post inside. So I had to float inside and make sure everybody's behaving themselves. And lo and behold, on their television sets, they had about 4 of them in the place. They were watching reruns of the World Championship games, of the World Series. And like, wow, like, what do these people have, a VCR in there? Sure enough, rewind, we want to see that part, rewind, Big Papi, and all of that. Like, oh, come on, you know. Hey, what was I to do? You know, hate? I couldn't hate that. Folks were having too much of a good time. But the longer I stay in there, the more rowdy these fucking kids were getting. And most of them Irish. Here at Patty Max, Padre McKinley's. Shit. They playing darts over one side. You see a pool table on another side, and I already knew what it was, man. Like, oh boy, I'm gonna really have to step my game up and make sure I'm doing my job, watching attentively, because you never ever fucking know what happens. So I'm staring at what's going on inside the pool hall area. I'm looking at the jukebox. I'm looking at the folks playing darts. So far, so good. But later on down the line, the more drinks these people pump in their systems, the more reruns, the more game flashing, the more game highlights they put on the TV, the more chugging, the more drinking, the more playing the music on the jukebox. And mind you, they wasn't playing no top 40 records. They were playing their records. You know, it's these Irish folk songs that they love playing. And I gotta say, I had fun watching them sing along to it, because it was all good vibes. But then somebody said something stupid, ended up getting crashed in the head with a pool cue. What, bro? Like, I ran up over to the guy with the pool cue and took the pool cue from him. Meanwhile, the little Mexican guys, it was three of them. One served as a busboy, another one served as a bathroom attendant of sorts, and the other one was helping like the bar back, you know what I'm saying? And they immediately ran into the pool hall area and snatched all the sticks. Threw them all inside the closet, bing, boom, and closed the door, locked it real quick, and started to pick up whatever loose glass bottles sitting around. They were on it because people were fighting. I mean, dude just got smashed in the head with a pool cue. And there I go, after I snatched the pool cue away from the guy, I wrestled him outside. T took control of him. And there I was trying to calm down the place, but then fucking guy got stabbed in the neck with a fucking dart. What? What the fuck? So I snatched the guy that threw the dart at the person, threw his ass, belly to bellied him outside the door. T took control of him and kicked him out. My God, the police had to come. The police came, calmed that whole matter down, and what a night at Patty Mac's. Padraig himself, was utterly impressed with me and T's work, paid us our $300 each, gave us $20 tips each, and gave us both a huge mug of Guinness. What more can I say? What a Patty's Day, at St. Patty Day at Patty Mac's. Huh? Shit. Well, I'm very glad I didn't have to take that damn train back to wherever, or take a bus, take a damn Peter Pan back to New York. T was right there. All right, we're getting the fuck out of here. Never thought those words would make me any happier than they did that night. St. Patrick's Day, well, St. Patrick's Night now. Boston, out in Boston. That was the story of Patty Mac's. Peace out, y'all. Oh, that was so fun to me. That was cool. All right, folks. Whew. That was fun. And I'd like to thank y'all for hanging out with me, here on Ralph Reed's Raw. Now, tune in the next couple weeks for the continuation of the Renpet phenomenon. Big shout to Jaja Medjay. And folks, again, leave a donation. Please be so kind to send a super chat. Go to Cash App, go to PayPal at RGMC2407 and leave me a donation, y'all. Do anything you can do to help me keep this channel alive, especially under Bidenomics. It's been quite ridiculous here in America. Throw the whole goddamn government away, y'all. It's that serious. Choose your new... I'll shut up now. I don't want to get political. Fuck all that. Anyways, folks, thank y'all for coming out tonight and hanging out with your boy, rather grown-ass man, Ralph Anthony Garcia. This is the place to be, right? Tell a friend to tune in. And folks, again, be so kind to check out the Art of Bounce podcast. Go to Amazon, go to Apple Podcasts, go to Spotify. Check me out today. Let me tell you a story. I just recorded an episode for the podcast, and if you want to hear a nicely, freshly done episode, go to either one of those stream homes and go to Force Fed Digital, and that's where they are. Force Fed Digital via Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or Spotify. Tune in today and let me tell you a story. Or you can stick around right here on the United Ronin Networks. I got plenty of stories to tell you here too. Make reading cool again. All right, kind folks. Stay sexy. It becomes you. All right? See y'all next time on Ralph Reed's Raw. Peace out, Pat Master. Peace out, everybody that tuned in. Peace out, everybody. I'll talk to y'all very soon. Peace.